In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a pretty insane discovery that I just made thus far, and that is going to be in regards to Musical Master. Musical Master is going to be one of the three hidden effects for the Bard, and obviously, in my opinion, is the strongest out of all three of them, and is just going to be a pretty insane ability. Let's just say that much. This hidden effect, at first I thought it was, it was good, because the amount of critical damage that you did get was just ridiculous. But the things that I did mention it was that it required a lot of setup, which still kind of do, but I didn't take into account how good this ability will really be with this actual proper situation that you can apply. First of all, let me just explain what does Musical Master do. Musical Master, what it does is, when you activate all three songs on your Bard, you're also going to get a bonus critical damage increase, which is shown as a symbol below your level. My critical damage currently is going to be at 1801.6. That's my regular critical damage with no buffs active. If I actually do go and just get myself the battle song, which obviously increases your critical damage, it's going to increase my critical damage to, that is not the actual one, my critical damage is 1846.6, alright? So that is going to be my critical damage with the battle song active. However, if I actually do activate, that is the incorrect ability. So if I actually do activate all three songs and get myself the Musical Master, I am going to get myself to, as you can tell by the symbol below my level, I get myself to 2492.9. That is a 643.3 critical damage increase, if I do recall correctly, which is going to be a 35% critical damage increase, or 1.35 times my critical damage. That is a lot. That is already some of the things that I already knew and I already did talk about in that video. 35% critical damage is a lot. However, there are a couple of things that I didn't mention as much. Obviously, first of all, it lasts for 30 seconds, which is a lot of time. But the actual insane part comes into one of the first things that I discovered, and that is going to be that the timer will refresh every time that you do activate any song. So you don't need to have all three songs active to refresh the timer of your critical damage increase. As you can tell, I only have the Jubilant song active and the critical damage increase. If I activate the Jubilant song once again, I will also refresh the timer on my critical damage. That is absolutely ridiculous, because it means that all you gotta do with the Bard is essentially just, if you're in the spawn on the Bard, get yourself all of the three songs buff, and then proceed to just use the Bard normally, just by activating the Jubilant song every now and then, so you can actually just get the the movement speed plus the critical damage increase, which is really good. For those who don't know, that is absolutely insane, because a 35% critical damage increase, it means that mid-game Bard can actually just be farmed like in the same pace as end-game Bards with momentum building and such. Like my Bard normally, even with full maximum crystal level 4 equipment and all of the gear that I have right here, my damage is still not enough for me to actually being able to one-shot even regular enemies. My damage, I do believe, without battle song is like 15.9 mil or something like that, with full maxed out crystal level 4 equipment at over 35,000 power rank. With this ring effect active, I actually am now capable of one-shotting regular enemies with one basic attack. Yes, it goes far beyond that breakpoint where I'm capable of just one-shotting regular enemies without battle song and without max crystal level 4 equipment and without a 25% like Orkin, because with the 35 KPR it was with Orkin, which, let me just tell you, with Orkin, that is a 5% bonus magic damage difference, 100 light difference right there, and it's a lot. And not to mention max out crystal level 4, which actually just brings me over the breakpoint of 8,000 light. And with over 8,000 light and max out crystal level 4 and with Orkin, I was still not capable of one-shotting regular enemies. With this ring effect active and the 35%, my damage goes upwards of 16.8 million damage, and with Puck, mind you. This is with Puck active and with no battle song. 16.8 million damage is more than enough to kill a regular enemy inside Uber 10, because regular enemies inside U10 have 16.5 million HP, so it just goes past that breakpoint, and that is with a 33.7 kpr bar with 7.4k light. So I don't have max light, nor I don't have maxed out crystal level 4 equipment, nor I don't have the Orkin, and I'm capable of one-shotting just because of the damage increase. And that is just absolutely ridiculous, because it means that I'm now more than just capable of just speed farming with my Bard just really quickly, just by doing the Jubilant Sun shenanigans, because all I gotta do is just refresh my Jubilant Sun timer, which is what you should be doing as a Bard. So just refreshing the Jubilant Sun timer, you're going to get the critical damage bonus, which is insane. So that is one thing that I just discovered, and I honestly thought that this is just absolutely brilliant for stuff like the Bard, because all you gotta do is activate all 3 songs and then just proceed to use the Bard like you would normally do, and you have 35% critical damage just by default. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. If you do have high crit hit, that's pretty much, you're going to see a huge spike in damage like crazy. And yeah, so that is definitely one thing that is going to happen with that. The other thing that I just discovered is going to be that the Mythical Master works exactly the same way as any of the songs in terms of like the buff. For those who don't know, and this is a tactic that you see some endgame players do if they want to just run really quickly as an actual runner. One of the things that some of the endgame players do, myself included, is going to be, before you actually go into the portal, you can activate stuff like the Jubilant Song to get the movement speed buff, swap into another character, and you can maintain that movement speed buff from the Jubilant Song. As you probably could tell, even balls up in character, I still have the critical damage increase. Yes, what you can see is literally that. So in other words, you can actually swap your character with the critical damage increase. As you can tell, my knight has 2600 critical damage, which pretty much just makes my knight have 10 million damage coefficient. Almost 10.2 million damage coefficient as a speed farming knight. My regular coefficient is 7.6, something along those lines. That's my regular coefficient with this knight. It goes upwards of 10.2 million damage coefficient. So you can actually just see the insane increase in damage. But even more so, one of the things that you may or may not know is in regards to burst damage. Yes, if you're just doing, let's just say if you're doing high delving, this is one thing that you can do. Oh, yeah, sure, let me just go into the boss, let me prepare myself, this is a high level boss, and just activate all the songs right there, get all the buff really quickly, boom, get all 3 song buffs, sure. Now I have battle song and all of the damage increase, swapped into something like the Ice Age, let's just say, and you have an insane critical damage increase, which allows you to do crazy shenanigans like this. Yeah, I don't need to explain how dumb that sounds. As you can tell, my Ice Age is with all battle song and all of the things active. I went as high as 2.3 million magic damage with the ultimate ability, Arcane Emblem, and not to mention I had the insane critical damage bonus. So my critical damage just went as high as like 2.5k critical damage. So you can tell that with the battle song, which you can do it even without the ring, you can just use the battle song and swap it to another character, and then you can just get the Musical Master buff, both of them at the same time with a 35% damage increase, critical damage increase. You can just burst down bosses to like oblivion. It's not even funny. And the thing is, this is just done by myself. I still don't know if this actually does work if you have multiple bard with this song active. Maybe with a bard with the Musical Master, you can actually activate all 3 songs to another player, and all of the players get the damage increase. I doubt it, but that's something to try to experiment with. And not to mention, if there's another bard that actually has activates all 3 songs, and you yourself have Musical Master, do you get it yourself? Or if even better, or if you actually have a character with the Musical Master Bard song ring effect, who knows, maybe if you have another bard just right next to you and activates all 3 songs, and maybe if you do have all 3 songs even with another character active, maybe you get the buff at the same time. These are stuff that you can just try and experiment yourself. I have not done any experiment myself with other players, but I mean, you can try it out. I doubt that it might work, but if it works, that is pretty insane. That means that just the deepest of delves, just having a musical master bard might be just essential for getting into the top of the leaderboard and just being able to kill the bosses as fast as possible. Maybe that could be a thing. But anyways, it really doesn't matter here and there. But that's definitely just by the simple fact that you can just maintain that buff on the bard all the time. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And I am going to be just showing you how much difference that makes on my bard in Uber 10. So let me just go into U10 so you can actually see the difference with the bard being able to actually one-shot regular enemies. And this concludes the live video portion of this, well, the live commentary portion of this video. What I'm going to say before I actually go is obviously make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. Hashtag I'm a sellout YouTuber. What can you expect? Anyways, but in reality is that try this ability out, experiment with this ability. This might be really good if you actually haven't used the bard in a while, or if you yourself are a bard enthusiast, maybe this might just change the way that you look at the bard. And yeah, so that's going to be everything right here. Enjoy the 8-minute background footage that you're going to see right here. And this 8 minutes, I'm just running around with my bard with base crystal level 4 equipment, max movement speed buffs across the board with no subclass. And yeah, the dungeon pacing that I was going right here was around 345. So 345 dungeons per hour at 8 minute on this 8-minute dungeon pacing, or whatever you want to call it, is what I will be just showcasing right here. Just enjoy the music and enjoy the gameplay. And as always, take care and keep on hunting. So yeah.